y'all, it's Carol with Scrap-a-Dub-a-Doo, and we're here to do the Graphic 45 tags that I was posting on Facebook. And so here we go. We're going to go ahead and start out with putting our paper onto the tag. This is the tall tag that we have available in the store. And it's part of a book set, but we broke it out and I like using it for the tags. So forgive me if I don't watch chat. We are new to this and I'm just gonna get going. So when I use the glue stick, I like to make sure that I get a lot of glue on my edges, because if your paper is going to come up, it's going to come up on the edges first, and you don't want to have that happen. So we're just going to put it all on here, and then we're going to take, and I cut out, this is the full sheet in the pad, and I use the other half on the other tags, so I'm going to use this one, and I'm just going to line it up to where I can see part of it, because most of it's going to be covered anyway, so I want to kind of get that bird in there. So I'm going to just kind of look at it, turn it over, snug it up to the top, and glue it down. And I like to take my brayer, and this is just a regular brayer. Is everyone modded? Okay. Jenny, will you take care of modding anybody that you think needs to be modded? I'm not going to do it. Hi, Heather. Yay, you made it. How's your arm? What did you do? Fran, I thought you'd like that piggy. Okay, so once it's down, we're going to go ahead and take our craft knife and just run it across the edge and trim off the excess paper. Don't cut your fingers off. I think all our charms are kind of cute. A lot of times I try to see what you've put in your order, and then I'll pick a charm out based on that. And then once you get it glued down, you can go back and really trim up the edges if there's anything sticking out or anything that you don't like. Just be careful not to cut your tag. Okay, so paper's on. So we're going to make our pocket, and each one of these has a pocket in it. And what I've made these for is so that during the year I can just write little notes and stick them down in the pockets, and then the next year I can go back and pull the notes out and see what I did that year, or things or events that happened, and then I can start over the following year. So it's kind of like a perpetual journal type thing that I can just put notes in, because I'm not a journaler. So next we're going to take a piece of the blue paper that's in your 6x6 pad. It's the one with the print on the back. And I am going to just cut it, lining it up on my cutting board, and just cut it diagonally in half. And a lot of times when I'm doing a diagonal, I'll start my trimmer blade in the center of the paper so it doesn't rip the corner. And then that way you can go back through and it'll cut without. And then we're going to take the little scoreboard, and I'm going to score it Oops, I forgot my score. I used the little Martha Stewart one. We're going to score it at 1/4 of an inch on each side to help make the pocket. And then I did a 1/2 inch on the bottom one. And same thing over here. Oops, I cut this one a little bit different than I did the first one, but I think we can still make it work. So 1/4 inch on each side. You know, this isn't going to work. I need another blue piece. Okay, hang on. What did I do with my paper pad? So much for being all ready. So I'm going to cut a second one. This is the 6 by 6. And we're just going to cut it okay, hang on. 2 inches up. So I messed up that first piece, so don't do that. So I'm just going to mark it 2 inches up. And now we're going to cut it correctly. We're going to put that 2-inch mark up in the corner. And then we're going to cut it. Does that make sense? So I'll confuse you all before the day is out. I can assure you of that. So we're going to score it at 1/4 of an inch on both the sides. And then a 1/2 inch on the bottom. Nope, go 1/4 inch on the bottom. Okay, that works. And then our second piece of paper, I'm going to do the same thing, only I'm going to do it backwards so that it's in reverse. Sorry if you hear my dog barking. He thinks that everything needs to be barked at. So we're going to mark this one up 2 inches. And then put it in reverse to where your pattern paper is up. And put your mark along the edge. And then cut it. That way you can flip it over and you'll have the 2 pockets that are going to line up like this. Sometimes you make some of these things and then you forget how you did it, so you got to go back and figure it all out again. Looked good while I was making it. And I really didn't think I would be doing a class on it. So you're going to score this one at 1/4 inch all the way around as well. And then we're just going to fold these over and bray them. Fran, if you're like me, I've got a lot of shipping and handling. And then on each one of these, we're going to take and we're going to cut the corners out. And I like to snip them at an angle so that it doesn't show when you fold them in. So go ahead and just cut the corners out. Are you guys having fun yet? And then you're going to cut the top part off too. And you're going to do that on both pieces. Maggie, does that mean that I have to start taking notes with everything that I make? Hi, Dawn. Donna, how are those grandbabies? Or have you had the second one yet, or is it still due? Okay, so then we're going to take the 1/8 inch score tape, or whatever tape you want. I like to use score tape on mine. Oops, I forgot to cut this one off. Yeah, I should probably write things down from now on. When is she due, Donna? Oh, and how fun, you'll have a boy and a girl. Meg, how's your grandbaby? Oh, maybe she'll hold out till the 21st and have her on my birthday. And I was disappointed because National Margarita Day is the day after my birthday. Guess I get to celebrate twice. Oh, that's good to hear, Meg. He isn't very old, is he? Okay, Jenny, we'll celebrate early. Hi, Monica. So, and if you want to, and I always like to, ink the edges. Sometimes, I don't know if you've noticed, but this graphic 45 paper tends to crack. And so a little bit of ink hides those cracks. I had to laugh. Yesterday I got a panicked message from Auntie Maggie. She says, "Oh my gosh, I've gone through all my graphic 45 and I don't have this collection. Can I come get it?" So she made a quick trip out to pick up her paper yesterday. Okay, so then you're going to peel off your score tape. Let me trash can closer so it doesn't all end up on the floor. Is my volume okay? It is a beautiful paper. Hi, Amanda. Okay, thanks, June Marie, for answering me. So we're going to line up this first one. I'm going to measure just to make sure. About 2.5 inches down from the top. So measuring from your top corner, we're going to measure and put this one on right around 2.5 inches down the tag. And that's going to make your first pocket. I'm surprised. I thought I'd have all kinds of glitches and everything today. Guess the Ustream gods are with me. And the second pocket, I keep getting my phone buzzing, so I'm not quite sure what it is. Nope, okay, it's just the girls reminding me to record, but I am recording. So we will get this put up on YouTube as well. Knock on wood, I will. Okay, knocked on my head, that's good enough. That's what my mom always tells me. Okay, so the second one, we're going to line up at the bottom so that it makes that crisscross. Okay, so there's your first pockets. And this will give you a place to put all your cute little notes that you're going to write to yourself. Or you could make this for somebody else and write them notes for each month to take out every month as something fun. Okay. So what I really tried to do was make it to where we could just use everything out of the 12 by 12 pad on this one. The original one that I did, I also used some of the pieces from the chipboard and some of the stickers and that kind of stuff. And if you want to make it exactly like I did, you can get those pieces too. Or you can just use the 12 by 12 and the 6 by 6 pad and make it work out of that, which is what I'm going to do. Make it just work out of that. So, and then these are the little strips that are on the top of your 8 by 8 pad. And we're just going to put them on each one of our pockets up at the top. Teresa, you can come cook for me. Okay. So I just took a piece of my ATG. And this one, you don't have to have the perfect fit because you're just going to tuck it down to where you can't see it anymore and line it up. And then I'm just going to take and trim it off on the back. And then same thing with this strip, only it covers more of it. And you want to make sure you put the same side up both times so that they look the same. And then just flip it over and trim off anything that sticks out. Okay. So then on your 12 by 12, and I keep trying to turn this over because I think my camera's backwards, but it is facing the same way. My husband was very ingenious because we couldn't figure out how to get the camera to where it was behind me, so you guys were looking at what I was doing. So I hung it from the ceiling. Janny, did you keep getting booted? And then this, I just put a little bit of glue at the top, so in case you want to remove it. And stuck it down in the pocket. And with this one, we'll put it to where the little bird's head is peeking out. Can you guys see everything okay? Do I need to zoom in or zoom out or... That's why I don't look in the mirrors, Janny. Oh, I'm missing a piece. Hang on one second. Okay, and then this is one that I just stuck down in the pocket. And I kind of measured, just eyeballing it, where it would need to be trimmed off. Then I just cut the corner off. Can't see the bottom of the tag. Is that better? And this one I'm going to glue completely down so that it doesn't catch on anything when you put it in your pocket. And just stick it down and line it up with perfect. Okay. So then instead of on the original tag, this was part of the 8x8 pad. And so on the 12x12 pad we have something similar, so we're just going to use that instead this time to put out here. And I like what Gwen does when she pops everything up on chipboard. So we're gonna glue this down to chipboard so that it sticks out a little bit. And once again, I'm just gonna take my glue stick And this is really my preferred method to glue anything to chipboard because I find that it doesn't come up. And your liquid glue always seems to seep out the sides and leave a glossy sheen, and I don't like that glossy sheen. And this will, when it dries, it'll just rub off and you won't ever see it, and it doesn't shine. So now we'll just take our trusty Martha knife and trim right around the edges. Then it should pop right out when it's cut through. It took me years to figure out how to use the knife. I always cut into things. I didn't get things straight. Cut my fingers. Okay, so once you've got that done, we're going to go ahead and also put our, I cut out the 3 of the postage stamps that come on the 12 by 12 sheet. Hi, lady. You know, the 8 by 8 would work too. You could use smaller tags, or you could actually just use yeah, you could just use a solid cardstock in the back for your base, and then just use all the elements from the 8 by 8 pad. Thanks, Ash. Cards. Hey, let me get through the tags first before you start putting me into other classes, okay? I may decide I don't like this at all, or you guys might even decide you don't like me at all. Oh, Janny. So we're going to put the post stamps onto chipboard as well. Oh, no, just one of them. Just one. Just one goes on chipboard. The other 2 just get glued onto the piece. And one down at the very bottom. So we're going to put, you see the tag? We're going to put one of the stamps there. You know, I kept putting this paper pad aside, and I thought, oh, I'll use it. And then I decided, well, I write myself little notes sometimes, and I tend to find them all through the year in different places when I've jotted something down or a note that something happens, and and I have nowhere to put them. And so I thought, well, I'll just make something that will keep them. So I'm going to take and glue this part on first. And you can put it anywhere you want that you think it looks good. Mine sticks out a little bit. I should chop off that corner before I glue it down. I'm going to. I'm just going to take my trim tool and just cut off a little piece of this corner. And then line it back up. Now my trim tool has glue all over it. So, Ash, how far out are you scheduling me? Okay, so we can line that up to where it lines up and nothing sticks out now that you've chopped off a corner. Then we're going to put our other tag on. Yeah, I'll just use this. And put it up close to this one. Anywhere you like, anywhere it fits. And then we're going to put the second one in the center. Okay. So on this one I used the little tag that says Happy New Year. The one I had left over was Happy Holidays. And I guess we just still have the holidays in January, so we'll go with that. I think the only month that we don't have a holiday here in the U.S. is in August. That's true, June Marie. I'm going to fill in for Gwen. So I'm hoping we can get, you know, at least 3 or 4 of these tags done this time, because otherwise doing these tags is going to take me the full year to get done. Okay, so I just trimmed around that, inked up the edges. Well, gee, Ash, I think somebody's moving over this way. And I know your slogan, will work for scrap goods. And we're just going to glue that up there. Yeah, actually. But here in Washington, they go back to school in September most of the time, so it's really not a holiday. And then I have flowers, and these are Prima flowers from the Bella Rouge collection that I had left over from when I did what was it? The banner that Ashley showed us how to do. I made that for my granddaughter. And so we're just gonna put, can you guys still see the tag? Some flowers here. And some more down here. And I guess I did okay because I used up all my pieces. Okay. So there's our first tag. All right. So the next one up is February. And we're basically just going to be following the same steps. Let go my ego. So we're going to get out our little February packet. Clean up my mess a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but when I start making something, I start out with my whole desk available to me, and by the time I am done, I am down to about a 6-inch space that I have to work in. I love this collection. And you know, it's really kind of nice because now instead of having it stuck on my shelf where I look at it when I go through paper and stuff, now it's out in my kitchen and I can enjoy it every day. So it pays to cut into your papers and do something with it. So, time for number 2. So same thing that we're going to do, we're going to glue our tag onto our paper. So I'm just going to flip the January tag over, and we're going to make February on the back of it. So it's actually just 6 tags, just 12 sides. And what I would typically do for this, I would actually go through and glue all of my base papers onto my tag to begin with, and then go back and decorate. Good for you, Carol. I think we should all have that. Should be like my closet. If I don't wear it or use it in a year, then it goes out the door. So I'm just going to put my tag down on my paper. I did that this summer when I was having my garage sale. And I took, gosh, I probably had 2 big boxes of paper. And both my brother and his wife are teachers at a local elementary school. And so when she was over one day, I gave her these 2 big boxes of cardstock and pattern paper and pieces and all kinds of stuff. And you would have thought that by giving her this paper, I would have given her $1 million. She felt like she'd won the lottery. Because most of the teachers, I don't know if it's the same way in your area, but most of our teachers have to buy all of their art supplies out of their own pocket. And so by donating that, she actually said that she had some of the other teachers come into her classroom and get paper for their projects and stuff as well. And I was just, you know, thrilled. I mean, but she wanted to cry when I gave it to her. She thought it was just the best thing ever. Good idea, Carol. I want to see what you make. Okay, so now we're on to February. And the pieces that we're going to use here is the little edge strip out of the 12 by 12. And and of course the February from the 12 by 12. And then some of the other little pieces and a bow. So I have to kind of look at it to see what I did. Okay, so on this one, I literally just cut this one in half at an angle. And once again, I'm just going to line the tips up with my cutting, and then just cut. And then there's a cream colored piece with the words on the back. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut it at the angle. And then I'm going to cut 1/4 of an inch off of 2 sides. So the 2 L pieces, I'm going to cut 1/4 of an inch off of each one of those. And you just flip it over and line it up. And then I'm going to cut it in half. So I'm going to line the tip up. I don't know if you can see it, just at this line here, and making sure that it's level with one of the marks up there, and then just slice it in half. And I think I need another piece. Of the red with the dots. And then I'm going to do the same thing there. I'm going to cut this one in half. And then I'm going to cut 1/4 of an inch off each of the edges. And then I'm going to cut that in half. Okay, so now we can start assembling. So for this one, you're going to take the 2, oh, I gotta score it first. Each one of these we're going to score at 1/4 inch on all 3 sides. Oh, just 2 sides. And cut your corner out here. and then trim each one of your tips off. Okay, I scored that one way too much. Okay. Oops. Rainy day. Hi. Glad you could make it. We are recording it, and it'll be available here, and then I will also upload it to our YouTube. Janny, can you put the link to our YouTube up as well? So we're going to score the other red one at 1/4 of an inch on each side. And snip the corners out again. And cut your... Is Jenny still here? Oh, there you go. Thank you, Jenny. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to ink the edges. Carol, have you started putting feelers out for more work again? So then we're going to add our score tape to just the little edges of our pocket. Are you guys bored yet? And then they go at the bottom. So is this a good time for everyone? It is 1/8 inch. Okay, good. Because my mailman usually comes about anywhere from 11:30 to 12:30 to pick up my outgoing packages. So we're just going to put this on so that it crisscrosses down at the bottom. And so that way my mail is all picked up and I don't have to worry about it. So we're going to take the little pink piece that we cut with the words on the back. Oh, hang on, I want to find one because my words are upside down. Okay, I gotta cut it again because my words are upside down. I need this piece. I don't want my words upside down. So I guess you have to kind of watch that. So once again, we're going to cut 1/4 of an inch off of the sides. Good thing I need pieces for punching. And then we're going to line it up. And cut it in half. Okay, perfect. Oh, Kim, I want coffee. I have coffee. I'm not used to talking this much. Usually the only day I get to visit with a lot is on Wednesdays with my mom. So then we're going to take the little strip that we cut off and I'm going to put it across the top of this piece. So I'm just going to ink part of it. Actually, I don't think I did that. I think I stuck this down in there. Yep. So we're going to glue that down inside of it. Kim. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? So just snug it down in there. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to put this little piece over the top of it. And that way it's got the words down in the pocket. So I'm just going to eyeball that. Just kind of squeeze it and mark it with my fingers. Snip it off. Make sure it's inked all the way. Put a little piece of your 1/8 inch score tape on it. I don't know how my sister-in-law made it, but for Christmas she made us some chocolate liqueur and then gave us a tin of cocoa. And so I have, well, I shouldn't say this, not often, fallen in love with cocoa and this chocolate liqueur. And it's yummy. Ice cream, Carol. Okay, so now we've got our base done. And then we're going to take we're going to take that piece of the red that we cut that was in half. And just put it on there so that it looks like an envelope. Okay. So now we've got our little envelope made. We're pretty much done with the construction. Oh, but you know what I didn't? Oh. Okay, I messed up. Because I didn't leave this open for our pocket. So I'm going to get lucky here, I think. Nope, not really. Okay, so we're going to have to put another piece on there. And this time we'll leave it open so that it makes our pocket. Okay. So on this one, when you put it in, you actually only want to put tape on just a little bit of the edges so that it sticks to your red part on the outside here. So just a little bit of tape glue right on the edge and not on the top part. So I've just added a little tiny glue around the V part of it. See, it was so long ago that I made these, I forgot how I did it. Okay, so then we're just going to glue it to the red part. That way we've got the pocket in the back. Yay! Okay, we're back on track. And now we are just going to put this on the top. Holy moly, Carol. That's not ice cream, that's a delicacy. Okay, so I really kind of screwed this one up. Okay. So now we're going to take our February and stick it down in our little pocket there. Carol, do you just claim to have a very bad day every day, so he brings it to you? I would. Okay, so we've added our February. I gotta grab a couple punches. Okay, so these are our Fiskars heavy duty punches, and they are made to punch through chipboard and heavy items, and they really do work well. So this is our regular medium weight chipboard, and as you can see, I punched the chipboard hearts out of these, and I'm going to punch one just to show you how easy they punch. And that's from sitting down, and that's through the heavy weight, not the extra heavy weight, but the heavy chipboard that we have in the store. So we've got our 3 hearts somewhere. Who took my hearts? Okay, here's our 3 hearts. You know, and they punch through paper pretty good too. You just so you're going to punch a big one, a medium, and a small one out. And then we're going to glue those to the top of the chipboard. I know, I was really disappointed that the Seahawks lost. I really thought we were going to have another run at the Super Bowl this year. So, wasn't meant to be. Ashley, how bummed was Mark? You guys still with me? Anybody there? Hello? I know. That was the one that I wanted to see go down too, Kim. And we're gonna ink the edges. You know, they did, Ash. I was just disappointed that they didn't fight their hearts out in the first half, because had they done that... It's never good when you're saying the S word in the first 2 minutes of the game. So on these, I added, I don't know, can you see that? Where I added the little sparkles to the side. And those are the Prima glass beads. And then I'd gotten them when I went to Prima Art Venture last year. But we have some different ones. They're a different color in the store. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I think for Janny's sake, I'll root for the Broncos. I want to keep her on as my mod. So I'm just going to take and add a little bit of glossy accents to the edges of these. And I'm doing the opposite edge as they go up. So I'll do the right on the big one, the left on the medium one, and then back to the right on the little one. And then just kind of sprinkle them on. You don't get a whole lot there, but just enough. And then just kind of push them to get them where you want them. They don't have to be perfect. Just adds a little bling to them. These little things like to go all over the place. Hi, Cindy. Okay, so we're just going to let those dry while we do our other elements. Because when you're using the glossy accents, it really doesn't take it all that long to firm up and dry unless you're putting it all over on something. So, and then we have our words, sweetheart and roses are red, or at least I thought we had sweetheart. Yep, we do. And both of those we're going to put on chipboard. And we're going to put this little stamp on chipboard as well. And then instead of, this was on the original one, I did use one of the pieces of chipboard that come in the chipboard thing. But today I'm going to use one of the tags that just comes out of the 12 by 12 sheet. So I put my order in this morning for 2 of the 3 Prima lines. I forget the names of them. And they should be shipping out, or they should be in to start shipping out the 1st or 2nd week of February. I don't know, Ash, do I have to stop and start after a certain time? I'm really going to try and be done about 3 for today. So I think you can go for like 2 hours before you have to stop it. Isn't that true, Ash? Help me. So, and again, because I'm gluing onto chipboard, I'm going to use my Pioneer glue stick. Oh, 3 hours. Well, you guys don't want me to go 3 hours. Oh, Fran, we've got it recording, so you can pick it up, the parts that you missed. And I save my scrap chipboard for when I want to do this, because sometimes you don't need a very big piece. Oh, okay. Ash says that I'll get a message to pop up to tell me, warning, warning, you've gone on too long. So once again, just going to run it along the edge of our piece, being careful not to cut your fingers off. It is a red page, so in case you did, it would blend right in with the colors, so it wouldn't be a big deal. Just let us know so we can call 911. So how many of you are actually going to make these tags? That one didn't come out real clean. I said make them, Carol. I said make them. I didn't say start or finish. I said make them. Well, Jim Marie, they have the 8x8 calendar, but that might be a little bit big. But we do have the little tiny calendar stickers for 2016 in the store. Or I'm sure online you can find a printable that just has a blank one where you can fill in your own dates. Which one was that? That was what paper pad was that they had out for their calendar paper? It seems like every year for the last few years they've done some kind of a calendar paper. Oh, that's right, you did, June Marie. So we're going to ink these again just to cover the chipboard color. place in time. That's right. And I actually did a calendar out of the place in time. It seems like that's the paper that I typically will use of theirs. Alright, so now we got our chipboard pieces cut out. And we've got our little extra piece we can tuck down in there. Hi, Gwen. Thanks for coming. And so the sweetheart piece, we're just going to put right here. My pieces are falling on the floor. So now, because this tag is a little bit different, I'm going to go ahead and put it on first so that I can kind of judge where to put my roses or red. How bad is the leg? And then I have a little bow that I've tied just out of some white seam binding. I'm going to use a little bit of glossy accents on the back because I think it'll stick best that way. And then I have another flower from the Bella Rouge collection that I'm just going to stick on top of that. Hope it'll stick. Might have to use some glossy accents. Oh, it looks like it's going to stick. And we're just going to add our little sweetheart, or roses are red, down at the bottom. Maybe. Need to wipe my fingers off there. Sticky from the glue, so everything wants to stick to it. And then in the center of the pocket, we're going to add our little post stamp. That's fitting for an envelope, don't you think? And now we're just going to add our hearts up the side. Gwen, we have a camera tripod, one of the big tripods. And so we actually have the tripod hanging from the ceiling. My husband got a big hook and then took string and hung the tripod from the center of the string and then cinched the legs out to where it was tied on the roof to where it doesn't move. I thought it was ingenious myself. Okay, tag number 2 is done. What do you think? So there's February. So I think we have time, if we go rather quickly, that we can get March done. What do you think? So March is a little more entailed, but I think we can get it done. You know, they are pretty fast, June Marie. I was really whipping them out when I was trying to get them done, because I wanted at least 2 of them done every evening. And I pretty much was able to get 2 done an evening. I love the hearts too. Okay, let's clean up just a hair. Let me get my punches put away, because I think we're done with those, and then we'll get started on March. Okay. And for time's sake, I've just pre-cut most of it. So if you don't have that cute little thing, Carol, hangs on these, what would you ladies suggest? And that's what I was thinking, Carol, was it, you know, to do an easel, because we ran out of the 7 Gypsies photo stands. Fran, I can show you how January looks. This is January. Okay, so on to March. And actually, I think for times, I'm going to go ahead and glue my March and April papers on the backs. And that way they're done. And it's easier to glue your base paper on when you don't have any embellishments on the back side. And when we come back to work on these again, I will have all my papers glued on, so we can just start decorating. And you know, we have the cut apart sheets as a set in the store. And you could actually make these with just that set, not the whole 12 by 12, because you only use half of the paper, so you just use the other half. So you could definitely just use the cut apart sheet. Oh, there went one of my punches. Oh no. And my grandkids are all at the age I don't have to put things up anymore. we have to hide the electronics. Not really. They bring their own typically nowadays. Okay, so there's our March. Wish I could teach my husband how to cook. I told him last week 2 days of the week were his to cook. So we had bacon and eggs one night that he was cooking, and we had oatmeal the other night. So he's great with breakfast, but we don't get meals. I was really surprised. I'm going to turn this over so I can place it toward the top. I was really surprised this summer when we had our garden stuff. We had a killer crop of tomatoes, and my husband spent probably the first 10 years of his life in Tennessee. They had family back there and that type of thing, and so he can remember all of the southern foods. And one of his favorite was fried green tomatoes. And so this summer he thought he was gonna try fried green tomatoes, so he has his own Pinterest account, and so he looked up a recipe for southern fried green tomatoes, and he actually made them, and they were good. And I don't know if he planned it this way, and I don't think he did, but after he made them, we sat down to eat, and he turned on the TV, and the movie Fried Green Tomatoes was on. I really don't know if he planned it that way or not, but it came out kind of funny that it was on. We both cracked up. Okay, so I have both my March and April papers. I'd never had them before. Another thing that he really likes was okra, and he swears he's going to make the southern kind of okra, because I think the only time I've ever had okra, they were slimy, and I just could not do slimy. Okay, so for this one, out of the pad, I've taken the little check green paper, and a green one. On the check one, we've left it the whole sheet, and we've scored it at 1/4 of an inch on each side, and with the whole sheet I did do 1/2 an inch on the bottom. And then the green piece, I cut in half, so I cut it at 3 inches. Let me just verify that. And this is the one that we're making now, is the March one. Nope, I cut it at 3 1/2. Bye, Meg. Thanks for coming. And then I scored it at 1/4 of an inch on each side. Most all of the sides for our pockets are scored at 1/4 of an inch on this. And then 1/2 an inch on the bottom. And then once again, we're going to snip the corners of our pockets. All the way around. So are any of you stuck in the snow? And then this is 3/8 that I use on the 1/2 inch side. We've really had a mild January too. In fact, yesterday it was so nice out, I wanted to go and get my grubby clothes on and go work in the yard. But of course, I talked myself out of it. I had to get my craft room cleaned. Oh, that's not bad, Carol. Kim, how much snow do you actually have? How much do you have, Janny? It is, Fran. Okay. So with this one, Got the full-size pocket on the bottom. You know, we don't usually get snow over here. If we do, it's about once every 4 to 6 or 7 years. "40 inches. Oh my gosh. "2 feet is even a lot as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to put the green check one down all the way to the bottom. Then our second pocket, the solid green, we're going to put on top of that all the way down at the bottom. Sometimes this tape just doesn't want to come up with my fingernails. Oh no, is it not being nice to you, Margaret? So this one goes all the way down at the bottom too. Okay, come up, come up, come up. And onto the sides. Okay. Hi, Jerry Ann. How are you? Long time no see. So then this is all 3 of the top parts. There's actually 3 borders on the top, and I just cut them all out together. And I'm going to put that on the bottom one. Kind of made a little mark with my fingernail. That's not good, Margaret. So we're just going to put some tape on the back of this and add it to the top of the solid green pocket. Oop, I forgot to ink it. Better do that before I put it down. I'd be a sad panda if I didn't. You guys still see me? Am I going off camera? Oh, good, Margaret. Glad to hear that. And so I'm going to take a piece of the green. And I'm going to cut it at 5.5 by 1.5. I'll cut the 1.5 first. And then a piece of purple. And it's going to be 1.25. Actually, I think it's just 1 inch. Let me check. Yep, it's just 1 inch by 5 inch. By 5.5, that is. Because your tags are actually 5.5 inches wide. They're like 5.5 by 10. I'm excited because the Heartfelt Creations coffee line will be in today. Actually, all but one of the stamps was available, so it's shipped and it's going to come in. So of course we'll have to do something with that paper line. Not that I like coffee or anything, you know. Hi, Judy. And then we're going to put the purple one centered on top of the green one. You know, Jim Marie, the owls, I just wrote to him today. They said they were finally in stock. And so I asked them to start processing it. So usually once they start processing, it usually takes about 5 to 7 days for them to get it out the door. So I'm looking for I'm looking for probably another 2 weeks maybe before that one's going to get here. But it said it was all in stock, so then we're just going to put this piece up on the top pocket. We've got about 15 minutes to get this one done. What do you think? Think we can do it? I think we can. I think we can. And this little piece is just stuck down in the pocket. And I need to grab my heart punch again. Because we're going to make a clover. And this is the Fiskars Heavy Duty Punch again. And we're going to punch out 3 hearts. And then we're going to put all of our little things onto chipboard. You can do it. Okay, I can. We won't tell you, Judy. You have to guess. So we're just going to glue all of these. I forgot to put my paper down, so I'll have to wipe up my desk. Carol, you weren't supposed to tell her. You were supposed to make her guess. You blew it. Sam, that's enough. Can you guys hear him barking? Oh, blame it on the leg, Carol. Okay. Might go over a little. I gotta go let the puppy out. Hang on. Hang on. I'll be right back. Come on. Come on. Okay. He's happy now. He can go out and run and chase the squirrels. You know, unfortunately, well, Sam's not a barker either. But he can hear the UPS truck from 5 miles away. And the reason for that is because when he was a puppy, just a real tiny puppy, the first UPS guy that we had, when he would come, he would give him a bone. And so after about 2 or 3 times of getting a bone, he would hear the UPS truck and get excited because he knew he was going to get a bone from the UPS guy. Well, that UPS guy left, and he hasn't gotten bones in probably 4 or 5 years, but he still hears the UPS truck coming and starts to bark and get excited. So UPS must be on its way. Okay. Back at it. We got 10 minutes. I think we can get this done in 10 minutes. That's too funny, Carol. Welcome back, Teresa. Okay, so we're just going to put our March tag in here. I'm going to cut out all of our pieces out of our chipboard. We call these Gwen's pieces because she was the one that did this and got me hooked on it. Because it's such a good idea. Just so everything doesn't look so flat. Oh, my dog likes everyone. I know you do, Gwen. You're the one that got me hooked on it. Sure dulls your blade on your craft knife, though. You know, it's really kind of funny because I think we now use, sometimes I think we use more chipboard in our stuff than we do our pattern paper. What do you think? Okay, so we are going to make a shamrock. And that's what I cut out the 3 hearts for. So I'm going to go ahead and just ink my edges on all 3 of them. And then I'm going to put them on my mat. And I've got a foam pad, mouse pad, foam pad, one of your pads for your flowers, the McGill mats, or any of those really will work. And then I've got the biggest, I use the Martha Stewart. They come in, I think, a set of 3 or 4 of the tools like this. And we have them in the store. And they're great for doing this. And what I'm going to do, should we zoom in a little bit? Okay, so we're just going to rub the tool, just push it around the edge. Okay, and then we're going to turn it over, and with one of the smaller ones, we're just going to push it down the middle to kind of give it so once again we're just going to push all around, turn it over, and just kind of give it a crease in the middle. And then just give it a crease in the middle. Okay, so we've got the 3 of them done. So now we can start putting our things on. Let me grab my wire. And then this is the Prima wire thread. And I'm just going to cut a chunk of it off for my stem. Let's zoom out a little bit now. Okay. Okay, hang on a second. UPS is here. I will be right back. Hey, not much. You're dying out there, you know. Yeah. Bye. I know. See, I told you he could hear UPS coming from a mile away. You know, Kim, I really like this stuff because you can twirl it. If you take it, and I have like a skewer, and you can make your tendrils by just twisting it around a skewer. Cutting it off. Isn't that cute? We'll be making some of those later on too. Okay, so now I'm just going to take and put a little bit of glue. Actually, I'm going to use glossy accents. And I'm just going to put a little bit on this to hold it down. Oh, maybe that's not going to work. Oh, well, after I get my other pieces on. Okay. Kim, we have a bunch of different colors in the store. So we're going to add this piece right in here. And then we're going to take our three leaves for our clover. And I'm going to start with the center one. Can you guys see? And then we'll add that one. Jewelry making was never something I got into. We're going to do that. And there you have a clover. Take a little gem out of my stash. Put the gem on it. And there we go. Okay, we're going to go a little bit over, but I think we're going to be pretty close. So we're going to put our three stamps across the top. I just eyeball them. to line them up. March is your favorite so far, Kim? And then I'm going to get a little scrap piece of the green, if I can find a scrap piece. Well, I might have to get a new piece out. Okay, who took my tool? There it is. So I used the 12 by 12 collection by Fran and the 6 by 6 pad. Those are the two that I used on this. And I'm just going to put this on and mat it on a piece of green. I know, that's what I thought about it too, rainy day. Said it's much better to be able to sit it out and look at it than have it sitting on your shelf not being able to be seen. I think we do that with a lot of our paper, but then if you realize that you can actually enjoy it being on a project, thanks, Teresa. I was looking forward to doing it. Okay, so we're just going to add a flower to the top. And this one is done. So there's the March one. I think I actually folded this little piece in half so it didn't stick up as much. There we go. So there's January, February, and March. So I will go ahead and get all my papers glued on to the tags so that we can just start decorating the tags in the next show. Gwen will be back on next Tuesday at her regular time, and then I will be on the following week. So Gwen and I are going to kind of tag team it. Gwen will be on her channel. I will be on Scrap-a-Dab-a-Doo. And she will be on next Tuesday, and then I will be on the following Tuesday. Oh, I don't think I'm a pro, June Marie. Oh, go ahead and cut into it, Janny. I double dog dare ya. And then you have to post pictures. So Any questions? Anything else that you guys want to know? I thank you all for joining me for my first Ustream. I've enjoyed my time with you guys too. I was telling Ashley when she said, about streaming. I said, I'm kind of nervous about it, but I used to have a job where I trained for an insurance company. And so a lot of times I would have to get up and talk in front of, sometimes 500-800 people at a time. And so I thought, well, talking into a camera and reading some chat, I think I could possibly do that. So anyway, I will see you in a couple weeks. Hope you enjoyed it. I had fun. I thank you guys for joining me. Really, I did. So if you have any questions or comment, you can email me through the store or at scrapadabadoo@comcast.net. Thanks, guys.